Hi, welcome to the Northwest Interlibrary Loan 2025 conference. I am here today to discuss interlibrary loan procedure style guides based on design thinking and technical writing norms. My name is Tara Nelson. I hold a Master's of Arts in Technical Communication with a graduate certificate in user research. I am a library assistant in the Interlibrary Loan and Ordering Department at Albertsons Library, Boise State University. In my current role, I serve as the lead ordering member of my unit and hold a copyright first responder certificate, which qualifies me as the copyright monitor. I am also the technical writer for the Interlibrary Loan Unit, where I have authored multiple documents, including procedures and the Interlibrary Loan User Guide. So why are we here? We're here to discuss procedures. Procedures are a standard document in various workplaces, including academic libraries and corporations like Amazon, and more famously, IKEA. Who hasn't put together a piece of IKEA furniture and got to the bottom of the procedure and had an extra screw or bolt? So the reason that happened is different individuals are often responsible for writing these procedures, and changes in software and products can result in outdated, confusing, overly lengthy, and poorly written documents. This was the situation in the Interlibrary Loan Ordering Department at Albertsons Library. It was during my last semester in my MA program that I moved from the previous position at Albertsons Library to my current position. It became apparent immediately that I was the first new person in this department in quite some time, and the procedures that I was learning from were written by many different people over the years who were very good at their jobs and knew their task like the back of their hands. The procedures were either abbreviated or 30 pages of detail that was often outdated. And that was when I asked my supervisor if I could use our procedure problem for a class assignment in user experience in technical writing. I started with identifying the problem, applying stages of design thinking, develop a prototype for a procedure style guide, conduct usability testing, and finalizing design choices. The design thinking process starts with empathy, which, as the new employee, I definitely empathized with our procedure issue. As the new staff member, the existing procedures needed to be more concise and streamlined. I struggled with understanding documentation and often overlooked essential steps that were buried in extensive information. And I was learning how to use Iliad for the first time. So then the problem would be that the procedures for the ILL department lacked standard format and had not been vetted by the group. My next step was to interview the staff members in the department, and I found that they wanted new procedures and guidelines, but they felt that they lacked the experience and the time to create them. The department supervisor and I began discussing what she would like to see for the new procedures, and in that process, we came up with a prototype, and I started creating the idea of a style guide that could be used throughout all of our procedures. In the beginning, I referenced the university's writing style and branding guides so that I could copy font and colors and branding. Then I broke the procedures down into manageable components and created a new procedure that would be titled a process with multiple small procedures that would make up the whole. For example, the basic process would be borrowing, receiving, and the small procedure that might go with that was what if. So, what if a patron requested an ebook? What would your next step be? And then that small procedure could move on to another process, such as lending, receiving. And how would you answer a person who wanted to borrow an ebook, but it needed to be print? The benefits of this would be that the shorter procedures are steps that span other processes. With this format, we could add shorter procedures to other processes without rewriting the procedure. My next step after that was usability testing, which involved having several library staff members not in the ILL department complete the task or a task um, for which a procedure had been written or a process had been written. They then would write notes on the process as they went through the task and write anything down that confused them or they didn't know what to do or if they got lost. And I would then observe them doing this. And then after this, I interviewed each of them and we discussed their thoughts when they were writing their notes and confirmed that what they were thinking aligned with their notes and my observations. So then my next step was the findings and design choices. With this information that I had from the usability testing, I was able to reveal areas of the process and the procedures that I had not anticipated, where things were worded confusingly, and there was a few spots that required pictures and different navigation areas. One section was removed completely from the process and relocated to an area of the procedure of where the what ifs. It was very enlightening. And after that, I was able to figure out where the users could easily navigate the program and complete the task. And finally, a document was written and presented to my supervisor. In summary, after completing the design process, I am drafting the procedure style guide that would serve as the standard format for all the processes and procedures in the ILL department of Albertsons Library. I kept in mind while writing the style guide technical writing norms such as audience and clarity and accuracy, structure, organization, tone, and style, and usability. And in that conclusion, the process was highly satisfying and resulted in a document that remains in use today and is highly functional. That is the end of my presentation, and I thank you for watching. Um, my name is Tara Nelson, and here, let me get rid of my video. There. So that's the conclusion of my presentation. Again, my name is Tara Nelson. My email is taranelson@boisestate.edu. I do have the Northwest ILL post-session feedback QR code, and then I've also included the QR code to the Albertsons Library ILL procedure style guide that we do use. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, and please don't forget to fill the post-session feedback out. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a good day.